Everyone doing? And welcome to another edition of these live videos that I've been posting. I try to host these on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, but yesterday I had load shedding, so I wasn't able to actually get online. Yeah, so today we're just going to be differentiating between digital marketing and social media. I get that most of my clients always confuse the two. So they think that social media marketing is digital marketing and vice versa. But yeah, I always kind of have to educate them like on what are the differences, what is what between these two. So yeah, let's just dive right into it. So the best way to explain this is when you think of digital marketing as the umbrella term that explains different ways of marketing. Social media marketing is just one part of um, the digital marketing itself. So I always use this example when I'm speaking to my clients who kind of confuse these two, that you must think of digital marketing as um, the world, so like worldwide, right? So think of it as the actual world, and the world, as we know it, has got different continents, isn't it? So you've got Africa, you've got Europe, you've got Asia, you've got, you know, even these islands in it. So then if you think of it, you can then realize that within digital marketing, we've got a whole host of different mm, online marketing methods that we use, social media being one of them. And then you have got search engine marketing. Search engine optimization also can be used as a way to actually get yourself found online. So think of it as um, just one part of this world we're talking about, where you also have display ads, you have got video marketing. So if you're marketing on YouTube, for instance, or if you are marketing on forums or on places like event pages, Eventbrite. So this is just the simplest way we can actually differentiate between these two. And most clients actually think that social media marketing is digital marketing, when actually it's two different, completely different thing. And when they approach me for digital marketing services, they come with that mindset of, oh, if we do social media marketing, then we have covered the digital marketing side of the business. Whereas it's actually a completely different thing. So you need to think of it as, when you're coming up with marketing, the different methods that you can use to be able to reach your audience or your customers. And so, yeah, that's basically how we can differentiate social media marketing from digital marketing. Now, in most cases, you then find that the customer is quite shocked that, okay, this is actually a broad area when we look at digital marketing and differentiate it from social media marketing. So social media marketing in its own right is quite broad, because there's so many different social media platforms that a business can market on. And generally, a business, it's really difficult for a business to be on all the different social media platforms. There are businesses that manage to do that, but then you need to have a very big budget to be able to do that. Also, remember, you can chat with me in the comment section. Maybe you know a different way of differentiating these. We can all learn from each other. So pop a message in the comment section. Also say hi. Let's get to know each other. And then I'll also bring them from here, and I can respond. I'm actually live on 4 different platforms. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter, and I'm on LinkedIn. So let me know where you're joining me from, and let's get to know each other. So if you are also within the space, digital marketing space, let's see how we can collaborate. And if you have a business and are looking for digital marketing services, about that as well, and see how we can help each other. So yeah, like I was saying, social media marketing is broad in its own right, but it is not digital marketing. It is just one part of digital marketing. So you have got different businesses doing different things online. The most important thing when you're doing social media marketing is to understand where your customers are. So if you know that you are selling something that your clients are found on Instagram and not on Twitter, so you want to then focus on Instagram for your business, and then get like the images, understand the platform that you are using, so that you are able to, you know, get the kind of result for. So if you're going to be, say, marketing on Instagram, you need to understand that Instagram is very visual. It needs you to ensure that you are posting high quality images or high quality videos to be able to get that engagement you're looking for, then drive those people through your sales process and then transform them into clients or customers. The same thing applies to when, say, your clients are found on a place like Twitter. Twitter is more, when people on Twitter, they're looking for something to read, they're looking for news, they're looking for, it's just a place where if you look at the way it's structured, there's a limit how much words you can write, because it is a place where, you have got to really bring your writing skills to task and just basically express yourself effectively in the way that you will be writing your tweets on that kind of a platform. But remember now, all these platforms incorporate like a little bit of like video and text. So find ways of still ensuring that the quality of your videos and the quality of your text as you just bring together your posts and your strategy in terms of how you are trying to communicate with your clients. Now, the most important thing is to understand your audience, right? So we're just talking about like social media marketing here, but then this still applies to all the other digital marketing ways that you can use. When you understand your audience, then you're able to speak to them effectively in terms of understanding their pain points. If you understand what your customer is going through, they're looking for, you're able to then position your messaging in a way that speaks directly to what they're through and offer them the solution that they are looking for. So this is just, there's a lot of things that you can do, like, nuts on how you can actually succeed on social media. When you're looking at like, so now let's look at like when you're looking at integrating with the rest of your digital marketing strategy. So what you want to do is ensure that you are using, say, content and then converting it into different formats to be able to share it on different platforms. So for instance, if you have got a blog page on your website, right, you could write a blog on your website. So this is one way of marketing, and this is a digital marketing tool, blogs, apart from like social media. Like I said, remember, it's continents in a world. So there's all these different platforms that you can use and incorporate in your strategy to ensure that you are getting the most out of your marketing strategy. So this is something I have for clients where instead of me creating a strategy that's basically just going to look at only blogs and then create one that's different and only looking at video, so that's YouTube, and then create a different one that's looking at like Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, the main ones. It gets a little bit. Also, there's TikTok now, so there's TikTok for business. So that's also like something that these platforms through, and so you want to also ensure that you're keeping up with the trends that are coming up. But what I've done for clients is I come up with a strategy that enables me to replicate the same content but in different formats. So if I write a blog, that blog would then have, say, an image that goes with it, right? I can take that image and change its size to fit on social media, and then bring the link of the blog to social media and actually drive traffic to the website through the brand. But that's just one way of converting this content. So just converting the blog to your social media platforms is one way of it. But then what you could do, your script for a video, go through that blog. Obviously, you want to come up with creative ways of converting that content from it being like written content to it being video. So it doesn't necessarily mean you reading word to word from your blog. It could be you summarizing what's in the blog and then converting that into like short videos, and then you've got something for YouTube already. And also you could use those. So if you're doing short videos like 15 seconds, 30 seconds, up to a minute, you can still share that on social as a different format of content, and that actually gives you more in terms of your investment in that blog. So you have converted that blog into a post that you have taken with a link to social media, converted into a video that you have taken to YouTube, but you could also convert them to an infographic, depending on how long your video, your convert that blog into pieces of information that you then share in the format of a so I just got distracted into the format of like infographics. So when you do that now, you're able to expand that one piece of content into like 3, 4, 5 different formats, which actually is a good way of you saving time and money, especially if you are using a third party digital agency to produce the content for you. Also very important to always convert your content into different formats. So you might have started with just a blog, but then it can end up becoming something you can use on your social media platform. You use it on your video platform like YouTube. You could also take a blog and convert it into a podcast. So that's now audio, so you take your blog and then you basically just now narrating what's in the blog, and obviously adding a little bit of you know zest and gist to it to ensure that it's incredibly I'm looking for to ensure that it's incredibly interactive. Yes, that's the word I'm looking for. And ensure that, so in all of these, like I said, think from a place of what would my client want to hear. Create your content in a way that allows your client to feel like they're getting value out of your content, and that they're basically getting help. And also that does is it builds reputation, it builds your thought leadership within your industry, and then that allows you to kind of monopolize your service or your product and speak to the people that are likely going to buy by basically looking at their pain points. What are the challenges that they are facing in terms of them accessing the service, or them trying to do whatever it is that they are trying to do by themselves, and how can you then bring value to them, save them time, save them money. Possibly have been working with your competitor. How can you do it better? So also look at value proposition and marry it with whatever the client is going through, the challenges that the client is going through, and present proposition as the solution to those pain points. And that allows you then kind of over time. So remember that social media is not a sprint, it's a marathon. It takes time, and the key is consistency. So if you post today and you get 0 likes, trust me, there's eyeballs that have seen that post. People have seen it. They might not act on it, like literally like it, share it, or comment on it, but they have seen it. And that's important, because the more you do that and you're consistent, you are keeping those eyeballs on your content, on your services and what you can offer and the value that you provide. Over time, you will begin to see traction. Trust me, I've helped several, and when we start these projects, it's always dead. There's nothing going, and then over time, you begin to see, that one like, that second like, that third like, that one comment, and then it just kind of come together. So give it time. Sometimes it can take up to 3 months before you can really begin to see some results. So don't be disheartened when you are posting and working so hard on producing these blogs and converting them into posts and infographics and video and audio, like your podcast, and you are not getting any traction. Trust the process. Just keep on, keep your eye on the ball. The idea is, over time, the same people that keep seeing your posts and your programs that you are putting out through your strategy will eventually react. If they do not react, what happens also sometimes is that they can be in actual contact with other people that are looking for the services that you provide, and then they will talk about you in that kind of a setting, even though they have not liked your videos or liked your posts or commented on your post. Even when you ask for people to actually call, they don't. It doesn't necessarily mean that they have learned from it or that they've not seen it. And sometimes also remember, with different platforms, there is some sort sort of a lifespan to post. So for instance, on Instagram, I've 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 noticed that like lifespan to your post is quite short. So you post today on Instagram and your post is gone, that's just done. But it stays on your feed. And anybody who is new and finding your first time on that platform is going to see posts and they'll still be the purpose that you have set them for. But you look at a platform like LinkedIn, you can post something today on LinkedIn and not get any traction. Then 3-4 weeks down the line, you begin to get people liking on it and sharing it, responding to it. So just a different lifespan on their content. I'm on a platform called Goodwalk, and stuff I posted 5 months ago is still getting me likes. I was just there today, like on the platform, and I was saying that a post I put out like in I put that post out sometime in November last year, and today it's sitting on 2,000 likes, and that has happened over this long period of time, and it's still getting traction on that platform. So understand that posts will behave differently on different platforms. So you could be posting the same thing on different platforms and still get different results. But don't be disheartened when you don't see those results. What's important is consistency. Just keep on pushing, producing content, because producing content is really a lot of work. And so when you don't see those, results, sometimes it can really get discouraging. But I really assure you, results will come. Just keep on posting. And the other thing about putting out your content on your digital platforms is that it also speaks to in-person and in-person interaction. So let's say, for instance, you meet with someone at a conference, right? And then you exchange contacts with them, and they end up getting your social media platforms, and then they go onto it. What that now does is it completes the conversation that you had with someone in person. So don't just think about social media in terms of like, oh, I'm not getting the likes, I'm not getting the shares, I'm not getting the comments. Remember, it can also be like your platform that supports the conversations that you are having with people in person, right? So, like I said, it can also be a thing where it becomes effective, where someone talks about, oh, I've seen this post and these people are producing services. Maybe check them out, and then they give someone your social media handles, and then they go there, and then now the post you have put out now be kind of close the deal for you. They kind of now speak for you, build your reputation. And when someone is already interested in buying from you, what they do is they will and scroll on your platform. They have got an intention to buy. They want to ensure that are you reputable? Are you someone that can trust? And they really find the value that they are looking for in your services. So they're going to go through your platforms and go all the way down, and now that's when you realize that the content that you're putting out now begins to pay off. So don't just think of social media or digital production from an angle of instant gratification. Like, I want to see those likes today, I want to see those shares today. It actually doesn't work that way. And most clients or just people online tend to now give up on social media and lose out from the benefits that they can really get from it, not only from like the online community, but also from the in-person community, the people that you actually meet in person, work with. So let's really and do away with that mindset of managing social media from like a personal, even with your personal accounts. Usually you obviously have to change your mindset from when you're working with social media accounts on a personal, working with social media accounts on a professional level. They definitely has like a mind shift there. So this is something that happened to me in a way that I didn't expect. So when I started off on social media, it was one of those things where I got on social media before many people were there. So I was there, and there was no one on social media during that time. Before internet was on the phone, when you used to go to, like, this is in Zim on the phone in that time in Zimbabwe, and you the internet cafe to access, you know, your so you'd have, and it was mainly Facebook in that time. I think there was also a platform. It was called MySpace. Yeah, there was MySpace and there was Facebook. Facebook came through, and during that time, you didn't even have friends. You had to connect with people that were not even from your country, because some countries in Europe and America were kind of ahead of it. And the mindset that I had when I was managing those accounts and the mindset that I have now when I'm managing my accounts is completely different, because back then it was a different time, and social media platforms had not even monetized. There was not even advertising on these platforms. So the mindset was different. And I feel that sometimes clients and people on social media have not kind of shifted to realize the business side of social media. Why is it important that I'm constantly posting on social media, even though I'm not getting those likes or those comments or those shares? Why is it important that I just keep on sharing despite the results that I'm getting out of it? And also thinking from that platform where you from that mindset where you're saying, if I keep on sharing and I meet someone today on social and they don't know me from before, they don't know nothing about me from before, but they're a potential client. What is my platform, my social media platform, my website, or my YouTube driving them further down the funnel to become a client? And is it driving them towards them wanting to? Is it calling them to action? Is it to inbox me and ask more about the that I provide, the product that I provide? So those are some of the things that we need to start doing. Change our mindset from managing social media platforms on a personal mindset type of vibe to a business mindset type of vibe. When you are even when you are managing your own personal account, just manage them from that kind of a mindset. And yeah, understand that social media is not digital marketing. Social media is just part of digital marketing, where within digital marketing there's so many different platforms that can be used for you to amplify your. When we look at these two now, the reason why it is confusing many people in terms of like social media and digital marketing is because, like I said, social media is broad in its own right. There's other platforms within the social media. So you have got your own feed, right, where you post and you're posting on that platform, but there's other places. So you have got groups, you have got pages, you have got events, you have got marketplaces. Those different places need you to have strategy on how you're going to utilize them within just one platform. And when you go to other platforms, there's all different kinds of things as well. With Twitter now, there's Spaces. Facebook has got Facebook Rooms now. You have got LinkedIn that is now having newsletters and events and all of these different platforms that you can utilize for your business. Now you get I do get this a lot, that only think about social media from a place of their own feed. They never really think beyond how much more can I do with the same platform. If I post on my feed, how can I ensure that the post that I've put is seen elsewhere? Are you sharing into groups? Are you sharing to your page? Are you sharing to others that are related to the service? In most cases, people just put that's done. They are not putting one particular where you could actually find that you would have not. It's very important that when you all these different other platforms where you could share. And remember, with your own content, so that's your own content that you are producing yourself, right? But then you have content that people that are reacting platform, like to your content, that also becomes content for you. There's a thing now where on LinkedIn, if you say post on a on a post, it asks you to actually make that an actual post on your own feed, where you can then share that, and then an actual post on it. So are you driving people to that action to do those things with your post so that they can be seen on other people's feed, which actually then benefits you because those are audiences you might have never had access. So find ways, creative ways, not spammy ways, not markety ways, but creative ways of driving people to action. And that's one thing that I always, when I'm coming up with like a caption, every time I'm drafting a caption, I always think of what kind of a question can I ask that drive people to react. And don't react if it looks a bit crazy that you're asking and no one is reacting. Over time, you will begin to see people reacting. You'll begin to see people responding to the comments. I mean, to the posts that you're putting out and commenting on those platforms. So just like forget likes, completely forget them. Forget comments. Like in the beginning, especially, just focus on content creation and ensuring posting that content and you are sharing it further into groups, into pages, into all these other platforms that might be available within social media platforms you are working in. So that's just done social media. Let's not talk digital in. Like I said, digital marketing is the umbrella term, and there's so many ways that you can use digital marketing. Um, Even on social media, you can use paid form, ensuring that people see your content. So this is where you pay ads. So you could do Google AdWords. Google AdWords is basically when you go on Google and you are Googling, you always see those the first um, rather results rather than posts, the first results that come back on your search results page would mostly be ads, right? And then you get organic content afterwards. So you can pay. It's like an auction system where you pay for your content to be shown and then optimize your ad to be found for the key terms that are relevant in your industry, right? So that's one way, and that's just digital marketing in its own right, without you having to like create content and post on social media. You can basically use your money. Google AdWords are $2 per click, I think, on the auctioning you're doing, and kind of um, and you have created, this cost may generally we are looking at $2 a click. Hi, thank you so much for your comment. I'm just going to show it now. Um, you're asking because when I look at this, it just looks like I'm being distracted. So, hi, friend, where are you from? I'm from Zimbabwe, based in South Africa, but from Zimbabwe. And I'm currently in Zimbabwe right now. So I manage a digital marketing agency based in Pretoria and in Harare. So I travel frequently between South Africa and Zim. The countries are right next to each other, and it's like a 2 hour flight. If you're on the bus, it's like overnight, and you are in the other country. So yeah, thank you so much for the question. Also, let me know where you are from, and let's engage further. We can possibly, talk even in the my inbox are open for anyone to come through and conversation with me. And thank you for the engagement. Yeah, so with digital marketing, there's so many ways that you can amplify your voice online and try and reach your client base. So, like I mentioned before, there are certain things that people don't even use at all, like event pages, like but you can use event pages and advertise on those platforms with display ads. So display those kinds of ads that when you go on a platform, like on a website, there's like a banner that's just there, it's static and it's right there. So that those are called display ads, and you can use those. They're quite, in terms of like cost, they're quite affordable. And the other thing is, if you go on places like forums and event pages, they they get cheaper because not everybody is trying to use those platforms. So you could actually, if your audience is found there in terms of how much you have to spend. So understand that as well, that you could optimize platform less people are, you could then end up getting the same results for less. So that's important to notice or understand. So we also talk about, there's a lot of people that go platforms and ask questions. This is your place. So go there, look at what people are asking. If there are any questions that relate to your industry and you're able to answer and provide value, go there and do that. That's you marketing without having to pay for, because someone asks a question, they respond. But then the thing is, anybody else who comes after that with the same question are going to find your response there, and they're going to get they do, they'll get in touch with you. And so that's like, there's all different kinds of them. So you just Google for like the most prominent ones are related to your industry, provide value, and marketing, just provide value. And that subtle way of marketing is going to give you so much value, because whatever responses you're going to provide on the platform are always going to be there. So anyone who comes up with that same question is going to always find your response there and going to find value in it. And if they need more from you, then they'll get in touch. So the only thing that you must make sure you do when you're using forums is to ensure that if your contact details there, always leave your contact details so that people have a way of engaging with you to gain more value from you, and possibly you can then convert them, push them down your funnel and convert them in clients or customers. Especially if you don't have a budget to do paid stuff, right? But also on those same platforms, there is a way that you can also put ads on those platforms so that you can also be seen by even more people, right? Then marketplaces are also a good way for you to market without really having to spend money. So there's places you could go and create an account and then put your services out there, and people go on those places. So marketplaces already put a lot of money towards marketing to get people on their platforms, and they will then obviously get money from you when you get business from that by charging you like a service. Still expanding your business, and you're still getting ways of reaching clientele that you might have not been able to reach without having used that platform. So you get on, what you do is you create an account, you the images of your services or your product, you write your information about that product. So there's places like Fiverr, places like Etsy, places like Remotely. There's like a whole lot of places. You actually be spoiled for choice. So look into that, and also get your business on those platforms so that you are getting this free traffic that's coming towards your business. And when they do buy from you, understand that those platforms still need to make money, and they're already marketing on your behalf. So it's fine for them to get that certain percentage that they get. But do read their terms and conditions so that you understand what you're getting yourself into. That's a great way of also marketing. Then obviously there's video like Vimeo, you've got Google, the one from Google, you've got like your YouTube, and produce your content every single time you've got an opportunity to get something recorded. Record it and just get it onto YouTube. And when people are searching, also think of all these platforms as search engines themselves, because they've got a search function within that platform where if someone is looking, so just ensure that your titles on your videos, on your content is optimized for such that someone finds you when they are looking, and that helps you actually kind of amplify your services and your business. Just a sec. Great. So a whole team crew behind the scenes. So it's really important that you do that. And for search, it's very important for search, so that if someone looks up your services, they're able to the video itself, but then also means that they can then become a client. It's important to do that. So one thing that you can separate them. So when beforehand, like before you even go out there, how can I structure my video in the sound and make it a podcast? That's a good way of replicating the content. Like I'm for, you can replicate that content and even then use it in other platforms. And remember to optimize your headlines or your title platforms, get what you need. For you look at platforms like FM, Spotify, and put your content out. There's so many different platforms that you can use for that and get your content out there. And then obviously there's text itself, and text is still king in this day because everything you search, you do it via text, right? It's in the way that you optimize that content. So your blog platform is the best way for you to optimize yourself for Google search itself or even Bing, because when you're writing your blog and you are incorporating the key terms, the keywords within your industry, what happens is when someone looks up, then you're gonna find that you're gonna get traction from it, because when they look up, especially if you optimize it for local search, it's very to optimize for local search. So ensure that your headlines have got your suburb or local city or country or region. As you know, you can do it on different levels, and ensure that you do that, because when search engine spiders spiders are the behind the search engine indexing. Those are the algorithms that basically go and fetch the relevant information and present it to the search itself to be found by those people when they search within your location or your country or your region. Very important. Just trying to think if there's anything else I've left, but I think I've quite exhausted most of the different elements that you can use within the digital marketing side of things. So now we know exactly the differences between social media marketing and digital marketing. We know that digital marketing umbrella term and social media marketing is just part of the digital marketing umbrella, and there's a whole lot of different things within it that you can look at and use within digital marketing to use for your marketing of your business. And the same thing with social media marketing as well. There's so many different avenues within social media marketing itself that you can then use to expand your reach. So like sharing into groups and pages and events and things like that. So yeah, I think that's about it for now. Let's see each other again. I think I'm going to be back on Monday, if not over the weekend, and we can talk about something different. If you have got a particular burning topic that you think we should look at and just basically discuss, do me a favor and pop me a message. You can comment on this video and I'll look into that, and then we can get it started. I'll definitely do a little bit of research, maybe put together a presentation, and then I can bring it here and then we can start talking about it. But it's been great. Thank you so much for your engagement and thank you for watching. And I've had time out. It's bye for now.